What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City preview. This time it is the penultimate Premier League game of the season and the final home game at the Etihad Stadium this season. It's the match against Leicester City. Now, I'm going to give you the permutations first and foremost. I normally give you the team news and the opposition view, but I'm going to give you the permutations in case you wasn't aware. Now, Leicester, from their point of view, they're needing 2 wins. Their goal difference is near enough neck and neck with Wolves. However, if they win the next 2 games, you imagine they are probably going to finish 7th. Wolves, obviously, in the next Premier League fixtures, have got Liverpool away from home in a match at Anfield where Liverpool need to win. So Leicester will be pinning their hopes that if they can win this game and their final game, that they will finish 7th and possible Europa League football for next season. Manchester City are just needing 2 wins from their next 2 Premier League games, which will see us win the Premier League title. That is because Liverpool yesterday won their game away from home in a difficult, hard-fought victory over Newcastle at St James's Park. I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty details of that game. Basically, though, Liverpool have picked up the 3 points, which means we need 3 points in this game and 3 points in our last game away at the Amex against Brighton. That is the situation that we're in at the moment. It also means that we're not going to be able to lift the Premier League trophy at the Etihad this time around. We did do it in our previous season, last season. We did it against Huddersfield, if you remember, won the Premier League, but we lifted it because we'd already won the Premier League by the time we had our final home game. We're not going to be able to win the Premier League by the time in our final home game, which is this game against Leicester, and so the Premier League will not be lifted at the Etihad this time around. Now, unlike Liverpool, who looked very tired in their game versus Newcastle and looked a little bit leggy, they've got a lot of games, particularly the Champions League, got some difficult game coming up against Barcelona after just being beaten heavily at the Nou Camp. They've now got a difficult match at Anfield where they've got to try and put all their energy into trying to turn that around. They're starting to look a little bit tired at last, whereas Manchester City, who've had over a week's rest, I'm hoping we're going to look nice and fresh for these last couple of games, which could be crucial come the end of the season, particularly for this game and the Brighton game where we get another 6 days rest, whereas Liverpool are only going to get, I think, 4 days rest. So it could be crucial. It might not be. It might just be looking at nothing here, but always I find that in the Premier League it's always important that you do have enough rest and you've got enough squad depth there to be able to put in a challenge, and so that's where we are at. We need a full focus on this Leicester game. We need to play to the best of our ability. If we do not, then I feel like we're going to drop points in this game. This is a game where it's very difficult. They beat us at the King Power Stadium, if you remember. They're the only team left now that can do the double over us this season. They beat us in their own backyard after Manchester City took the lead. We've done that plenty of times this season, so we need to make sure that if we do get the lead in this game, that we do keep hold of the lead and we continue pushing on to try and get 2, 3, 4 goals like that and put the game to bed. But as far as I'm concerned, goal difference no longer that relevant anymore in the Premier League title race. It doesn't really matter if we win 1-0 or 5-0. What we're looking for at the moment is just a win. Any win will do, in my opinion. No, it doesn't matter really how we play, in my opinion. We just need that win. If we play bad and win, I don't care. If we play well and we don't win, then I'll be concerned. That's the type of situation we're in at the moment, and so we just need to be careful. I feel like if we play our normal game and we play the best of our ability, we'll pick up the win in this game and our match at Brighton, because as of yesterday, Cardiff City lost. They're now relegated. Brighton don't have anything to play for, and if City beat Leicester in this game, Wolves won't have anything to play for, so you'll have 2 teams that quite possibly are looking to try and either go on holiday or spoil, basically, and so that's the situation that we're in. And I'm happy that well, basically Brighton's got nothing to play for looking ahead, but at a cost. If we do win this game, it also means that Wolves got nothing to play for, but that's the situation that we're in. We know it's in our hands. We know that 2 wins us the Premier League. It's as simple as that, but I don't imagine this game or the Brighton game will be anything but simple, and so I'm hoping we don't make hard work of it and we play to the best of our ability. What we don't want is a potential situation at being 0-0 or 1-0 down with like 20 minutes to go. That's when panic starts to set in. And so, easiest way to calm your team down. Liverpool were trying the hardest to do it yesterday. The easiest way to do that is just simply to play your game, score goals, and have the result already in the bag, basically. So, like I said, we're looking for that killer 2-goal cushion, like we do in every single Premier League game, and that is where the nerves will then drift away from everyone in the stadium and the players on the pitch, and we'll get back to our normal game. So I'm looking for a nice, bright, attacking start in this game. First 15 minutes, City love the first 15 minutes, whereas Liverpool love the last 15 minutes, and so Be very interesting. Now, where are the dangers for Leicester? What we're looking at Maddison out wide, Albrighton, Gray if he plays, Jamie Vardy. Surely that's where the danger is here. We've got to be very careful of Leicester coming forward on the counter-attack. They are very quick, very aggressive in the middle, and they like to spring a counter-attack very quickly. City's high line could easily become exposed, and so I imagine we'll probably go with our quickest defence that we could go for. Mendy, I'm certain, will probably be injured, so we'll probably go with Zinchenko. So I imagine Kyle Walker will go on the right, and we may well possibly see John Stones even starting, presuming that Aymeric Laporte starts too. We need to try and nip these counter-attacks before they even start, and the way to do that is to play them. And if Fernandinho was fit, I'd be playing him too, as he always helps out in defence. However, I'm not too sure that he will. We'll probably be playing Gundogan, who needs to have a top game, make sure he's tracking back and making sure that he's linking up play very well, like we have done throughout the last couple of months while Gundogan has been playing. Now, I'll be surprised if Leicester go with anything but a 5-man midfield. Very dangerous if they don't. City do love to dominate the midfield, and so they need to make sure that they're not getting overrun in midfield. I've seen top teams struggle against us because we're getting overrun in midfield, just to name a couple of teams. So Chelsea's done it previously. Seen Manchester United do it too, getting overrun in midfield, and because of it, getting punished. Normally, when you're getting overrun in midfield, Manchester City do like to work the ball out wide, and that's where it becomes crucial. That's where players like Raheem Sterling and Bernardo Silva in particular, who I imagine will be playing out wide, will be able to cause Leicester a lot of problems. And so for Leicester, we're looking at players like Ndidi, we're looking at Tielemans, we're even looking at their centre-backs, so Evans, you're looking at Maguire. They've got a very difficult game ahead of them, and they need to make sure that for the whole 90 minutes plus added time that they are on it, because if they are not, Manchester City will find their way into the game and be able to make things happen. And so we're looking at Leicester. They're going to have to try and keep players like Bernardo Silva in particular quiet. So Ben Chilwell, who does like to get forward every now and then, might need to take it a little bit easier in this game and try and keep Bernardo Silva quiet, which is easier said than done. They've also got Schmeichel in net, who will be feeling happy. He's got an assist this season just like Ederson. So should be a good battle, this one. I imagine Leicester will have a go. Brendan Rodgers, their manager, obviously appointed him I think a couple of months ago, did a job with Celtic at Celtic Park when we faced them in the Champions League a couple of seasons ago. He also managed to get a good result at the Etihad, although we didn't have anything riding on that game. We do have something riding on this game, so it'll be a completely different kettle of fish. Now, I watched the Leicester game last weekend. They won against Arsenal 3-0 at the King Power Stadium. It was their first Premier League win in 3 games. However, Manchester City can't stop winning since the turn of the year. We've lost only 1 game. That was a very difficult game, in my opinion, in the Premier League at Newcastle away. And Newcastle had to play the perfect game, perfect counter-attack game. And Manchester City were caught making mistakes. And if we make mistakes in this game, once again, we'll be punished. But that's like that for every single Premier League game. And we've come out smelling the roses, basically, in the last few games. We've come out with difficult performances, a 1-0 grinding win over Tottenham Hotspur in the Premier League, a grinding 2-0 win at Old Trafford against Manchester United, and a grinding 1-0 win in our last game at Turf Moor. And so we're grinding a lot, we're keeping clean sheets, we're very tight, and this, in my opinion, will be a very difficult test. This is more difficult, in my opinion, than the Brighton game. However, it wouldn't have been had Brighton had something riding on that game. This is completely different, because I imagine Leicester will have a go, whereas I imagine Brighton will probably be targeting things like set pieces, long throws and things like that, like you get from Premier League teams. Leicester, however, will be in our face looking to run at us, and so it makes it very dangerous. And we have struggled a little bit this season against teams that like to run at us, and so we need to make sure that we get the goals in the back of the net when we get given the opportunities, which I will guarantee right now we will get opportunities, and as long as we put our chances away, so players like Sergio Aguero need to make sure he has his shooting boots on. If he does, we'll be absolutely fine in this game. It will be a difficult game. I'm hoping that we can keep a clean sheet, Ederson going for the Golden Glove too, but all I care about is a win in this game and picking up the 3 points. That's what's needed. Liverpool's done it. We need to match them once again. It's been going on for months, this now, hasn't it? And you'll be pleased to hear it's the last time that Manchester City or Liverpool are playing before each other or after each other, because once this game is over and done with, we're on a level playing field. We're going into the last game of the season playing at the same time on the same date at last. Now, for Manchester City, Kevin De Bruyne is going to be out. Fernandinho is training, but I imagine he'll more than likely be out. Might make the bench, you never know. Mendy's probably going to be out too. I'm not too sure on Delphine Bravo. I'm wondering if Vincent Kompany might start in this game. I imagine with the amount of pace that Leicester's got, I'd probably be tempted to go with a fit and ready to go John Stones, in my opinion, over Vincent Kompany, and possibly go with Vincent Kompany for the set pieces against Brighton, in my opinion. That would personally be my choice. I imagine some people might disagree. I do not know. Now, in terms of a score prediction, I'm going to go for 3-1 Manchester City. I think Leicester will get some kind of foothold in this game, and I think they might score. I'm not too sure if they're going to score first, but I imagine if we do score first, they're the type of team to peg us back, and so we need to be careful of that. And if they do peg us back, we need to keep ourselves very motivated and make sure we don't let our heads drop and carry on going. Leicester are going to have a good attack inside. They're going to attack at us. We need to make sure we do it right back at them. And we don't want to make this into a Tottenham game that we had in the Champions League, where it ends up a free-for-all, because you're running the risk of possibly dropping points in this game, even losing the game, and that's just not what is needed. Brendan Rodgers is a good manager. A lot of people, Liverpool fans should I say, a lot of Liverpool fans are hoping that Brendan Rodgers will do them a favour. Let's not forget Brendan Rodgers was sacked as the Liverpool manager, and so they'll have a say in the title race. I'm hoping that it'll be the same for Manchester City rather than for Liverpool. We just need to make sure that we are careful of Leicester's pace. So I'm looking at players like Vardy, like Albrighton, possibly Gray if he starts, Maddison, just nipping that in the bud nice and early. Fernandinho will be crucial if he was starting with his tactical fouling that Pep Guardiola doesn't like and says it doesn't happen. Yet we all know David Silva, Bernardo Silva, Fernandinho are very good at seeing danger and just completely cutting that out, which to me is tactical fouling. But if Pep says it isn't, then it isn't. This is a high pressure game. This is going to be a high intensity game. This is going to be a difficult game. Liverpool's already played. It makes that a little bit more difficult. We know what we need to do. We've known what we've needed to do for months now. We need to just carry on doing it. We've been doing it for months. We need to carry on doing it. Difficult game. Now, pop up my team prediction now for you. I've gone for Edison in goal, Kyle Walker right back, Zinchenko left back. Gone for Stones and Laporte in the centre, Gundogan playing. I was running out of midfield numbers. Leroy Sané didn't have a great game against Burnley. If he had, it'd have been a cert to start in this game. He didn't, so I imagine Bernardo will go out wide along with Raheem Sterling. It's left me with David Silva in the middle with no De Bruyne. I was left with no numbers, so I've gone with Phil Foden. He had a good game against Tottenham Hotspur. Lived up to expectations there. Ended up scoring the crucial winning goal in that game. I'd go with him again. If we're that low on numbers, go with Phil Foden. He's a very good central midfielder who's more than capable of doing the job, and he's getting plenty of experience. So yeah, I'd go with Phil Foden. I've gone with Sergio Aguero, of course, up front. Now, the situation we're in, 8 PM kickoff for British summertime this. It's live on Sky Sports. It's the last game at the Etihad Stadium. Let's hope we can end it on a win. It's a stupid kickoff time this. It's moved from the Saturday early kickoff through to Monday night to accommodate Liverpool and Spurs Champions League action. However, I'm not too happy about that. It's fobbed off the fans when it's already been announced for television. I'm not happy about that. Fans have had to make arrangements. They're down on money. This is both Leicester fans and Manchester City fans. I've already had my say on that. Disgrace, really, but what can we do about it? Sky are ruling the roost here. And so, we're left with the game, pick up the win, and that's pretty much it. So that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe if you are new around here and enjoying the content. Press the red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. If you are interested, you can check out my social media links in description below, and also popping up on screen if you want to go and check them out. Follow me on there then. Any help in number gains on there would be much appreciated, along with any help in number gains on here too. We're aiming for 2,700 subscribers. We've had some gains recently, so any help towards number gains on here would be much appreciated. And I'll see you all again for the next video. I'm going to have a day off tomorrow, and we'll have the analysis up on Tuesday morning. Fingers crossed, Blues. It's the 3 points, and then we can move on to that final big push for the Premier League on the last game of the season next Sunday. So, in JSGC, I hope you'll have a wonderful rest of your day. Try and stay calm, everyone. Peace. Ciao for now.